Hello, the paper we will be doing today is October November 2025, paper 1-1. It is a non-calculator paper, so make sure that you understand all the ways and methods of approaching and solving the question. So the first question is write down the reciprocal. You don't need to copy the question down, just write down the reciprocal of 7 upon 2. What will be the reciprocal of 7 upon 2? Nahi, I did not ask for negative reciprocal. I am just asking you to reciprocate 2/7. लिखते जाओ इसको, ये छोटे छोटे कंफ्यूजन क्लियर करते जाओ. It will not be negative 2/7. It will just be 2/7. Is this clear? Okay, question number 2. Some children record the number of hours they spend. They each spend watching television one day. This is our data. These are the results. Write down the mode. Mode is the most occurring value. Which one is the most occurring value in this one? 2. So mode will be 2. Very good. Mode is the most occurring value. Then part B is about probability. Right, one of the 9 children is chosen at random. Find the probability that this child spends more than 6 hours watching television on this day. So more than 6 hours. What is our favorable outcome now? What is our favorable outcome? The children who spend more than 6 hours. तो कौन-कौन से हमारे favorable outcome है इसमें से? Yes, 7, this 7 and this 8 and this 8. So how many are there? 4. 4 is the favorable outcome. The total number of outcomes are 9. So the probability of choosing a child who spends more than 6 hours watching is 4/9. Is this clear? Okay. I prefer students making equations in question 3. A shirt, if it is a shirt costs $24 in a sale, the cost is reduced by $15. सही है? तो work out the cost of this shirt in the sale. So the sale price, can I say, is 85% of cost price or mark price to be specific. Is that right? Mark price is the original price that the thing had. If you have a 15% discount, you need to pay the remaining 85%. This is the best way. I recommend students to make such equations when solving questions. उसमें से जो भी unknown है, उसको हम फिर कर सकते हैं. 85% and what is the mark price? 24. So can you multiply 24 and 85 and then we'll divide by 100 easily? या पहले cancel करना है तो पहले cancel कर लो. You can cancel them out and make them smaller numbers, which is obviously. Simplify करके ना, same thing. 2 से किया 2 and 50. So 5 से किया उसको 10 हो गया मेरे पास. And 5 ones are 5, 17. 17 multiplied by 12 कर लो. I would recommend नीचे 10 ही रहने दो. Listen to this बचे. I recommend कि नीचे 10 ही रहने दो. 17 into 12 कर लो. You can easily multiply 17 and 12. 2-digit multiplication should not be a hassle for you. तो price कितनी हो गई? 17 into 12 क्या हो गया? रफ फर्क नहीं करना आ रहा क्या? 17, you can take 17 and multiply it by 12. What is the big deal? I've deliberately left the denominator as 10 because मुझे आगे उससे आसानी होगी. So 2 sevens are, अभी देख लेते हैं बेटे. 2 sevens are 154 हो नहीं सकता. 2 sevens are 14, 4 and 1 carried. 2 ones are 2 plus 1, 3. क्रॉस हो गया हमारे पास. यहाँ पे 0 लगा दिया. 7 and 1, 1. So अब ऐड करो 4. 3 plus 7 is 10. 204. So the price is 204 upon 10, which will be $20.4. Is this clear? This was one way of approaching the question. $20.4. Clear? When you divide by 10, you move the decimal one place to the left. This was one way. Another way was, I can first find the reduction. The reduction is 15% of mark price. This will be 15 upon 100 into mark price was 24. You can again simplify them. 2 से कर लेते हैं. 2 50s are and 2 12s are. Then do it with 5 tens are and 5 threes are. So can you multiply 3 by 12? What is 3 into 12? 36. And you will do 36 divided by 10, which will be 3.6. $3.6 is the reduction. The question is not asking us the reduction, it is asking us the sale price. So sale price will be 24 minus 3.6. How do you subtract decimals? When you're subtracting decimals, you make sure you write a decimal below the decimal. So 24 minus 3.6. Subtract them, tell me what do you end up with? 24.0 लिख लो, सिंप्लीफाई करो, बताओ क्या आ रहा है. 4 से 1 कैरी करो. 10 minus 6 is 4. 3 minus 3 is 0. The decimal place of decimal, and the answer is $20.4. So the answer is $20.4. Is this clear? Make sure you write both methods. Do not treat them as an option. In between parallel lines, whenever you have parallel lines, the sum of angles between two parallel lines is 180, and this is property is called sum of interior angles or interior angles. These angles are called interior angles. Whenever you have two parallel lines, कभी भी दो parallel lines हैं आपके पास, one parallel line and you have another parallel line, and if you cut them through another line, so the angle formed in between always add up to be 180. These are called interior angles. The sum of these two angles between parallel line is equal to 180, and the property is called interior angle. So we will be writing the value of P along with the property. We will say that P is 180 minus 112. You can simply do it. What is 180 minus 112? 60, 68 degrees. And the reason is interior angles. Is this clear? Then part B has asked for the value of Q and the reason. I've told you people before as well. Now this reasoning part has got more weightage in the papers now. अब अलग से पूछ रहा है. And give a geometrical reason to explain your answer. Again, if this is Q, तो कौन सा वाला Q होगा हमारे पास? Why? Reason? किसके साथ vertically opposite है? किसके साथ alternate कर रहा है ये तो बताओ. E के साथ कैसे alternate? Z, if you want to make Z बेटे, देखो, if you want to make Z तो आपको Z ऐसे बनाना पड़ेगा और फिर आपको एक Z ऐसे बनाना पड़ेगा. So if this is P, this will also be P. ये alternate में हो गया, सही है. And if this is P, तो ये वाली वैल्यू भी आपके पास Q भी इसके साथ alternate में होगा. Is this clear? ये दो दफा alternate angle आपने प्रॉपर्टी लगाई है. First between these two horizontal parallel lines and then these two sloping parallel. Is this clear or not? So Q की value is also 68 because it is an alternate angle. Is this clear? Moving on to question number 5. The table shows how some people travel to work, and then the question wants us to complete the table and the pie chart. पहले तो table complete करते हैं. How do we complete the table? Yes, बच्चों. How can we complete the table? The pie chart operates on basic ratio of quantity and angle. The question told me that for 20 people, I had to allocate an angle of 120 degrees. So what angle will I have to allocate for 5 people? Can you figure that out? करके बताओ जल्दी से, शाबाश. For 20 people, the angle was 120 degrees. So for 5 people, what angle will I have to give? So the pie chart basically operates on a very basic principle of a quantity, and that quantity will be represented by a particular angle. थोड़ा सा इसको आसान कर लो नंबर्स को बिफोर यू प्रोसीड. 0 0 कैंसिल कर लिया करो. This 0 and 0 cancelled out. 2 1s are and 2 6 are. And then you cross multiply. So the value of x is 30 degrees. This is the angle for 5 people, right? So 5 people will take the angle 30 degrees. Very good. We can sum up, subtract from 360 to find the remaining angle. 360 minus 120 plus 72 plus 30. Can you tell me the angle for the car? लिख के करो. हरी अप. मेक श्योर यू राइट इट डाउन. लिखोगे तो ये चीज क्लियर होगी बच्चों. हरी अप. Yes, बच्चों. What is the angle that you end up with? हम्म. क्या है एंगल? 138 और 128? हाँ. देख लो. आई एम ट्रस्टिंग यू विद द वैल्यूज. अच्छा मुझे करना ही पड़ेगा. देयर इज अ कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन. 120 plus 30 is 150. 150 plus 72. 150, 200, 222. Is that right? इसमें अगर मैं 8 में ला लूं 222 में तो 230 हो जाएगा. 138 is the right answer. So the angle for car is 138. Now can you figure out the number of people that will be represented by this angle? Figure it out. Again, same ratio. You have already simplified the ratio, so you can use the simplified ratio as well. I can say that for one person, the angle is 6 degrees. So for how many people will I have to take the angle as 138? For one person, I simplified this ratio. For one person, the angle was 20 था 6 था 0 0 6 था ना. For one person, we had to use 6 degrees. So how many people are represented by 138 degrees? करो. 138 upon 6 बनेगा. 138 is equals to 6x. डिग्रीज नहीं है, नंबर ऑफ पीपल है बेटा. ये कितना आया? 23. So these people are basically 23. Now you can make a pie chart by simply using your D and your compass. I'm not है. tools है. D और compass है. Read the question. Sam buys some chocolate. He eats 2/7 of the chocolate. सही है. जस्ट लाइक इन परसेंटेजेस हम टोटल 100% था. इसी तरह फ्रैक्शंस में द डिनोमिनेटर टेल्स अस द टोटल. देयर वर 7 parts of the chocolate and he ate 2 of them. How many, what fraction of the chocolate remained? 5 upon 7 of the total. 5 upon 7 of the total is what remained. The mass of the remaining chocolate is 350 grams. So we can do it this way. We can say that 5 upon 7. So remaining is 5 upon 7 of total. I know the remaining is 350, 5 upon 7, and total is what I do not know. Can you figure out the total mass? निकाल कर बताओ जल्दी से शाबाश. छोटी सी ट्रिक इसमें ये है. 350 is 5x upon 7. The trick is you do not need to multiply 350 by 7. अभी जरूरी नहीं है. यू कैन जस्ट मेक इट इजी फॉर योर सेल्फ. 350 times 7 upon 5 कर लो. यू कैन फर्स्ट कैंसिल आउट दिस 5 and 350. दिस विल मेक थिंग्स इजी फॉर यू. सही है. 5 and 350 you can cancel them out because they are multiplying. If there had been a plus or a negative minus sign in the middle, ऊपर नीचे cancellation नहीं होती हैं. So 5 and 350 cancelled out is 70. 70 into 7 is 490 grams is the mass of the chocolate. Is this clear? Is this clear? Okay. Car hire, $40 per day plus 0.3 per kilometers, dollars per kilometers. Amy hires a car for 10 days. So 10 days के कितने पैसे उसको फिक्स देने ही होंगे? 10 days. Just tell me the cost that she had to pay for 10 days. $400. How did you get this as 400? 40 into 10. No matter if she drives the car or not, she has to pay 400 for the 10 days. Is that clear or not? She pays a total of $670. The number of kilometers निकालना है. So if she paid, I'll say Amy pays 40 into 10 for number of days plus 0.3 into the number of kilometers that she runs. Is that right or wrong? And I know that she pays 670. Whenever you have an equation, consider both the left and the right side is equals to 400 plus 0.3x. Now, can you solve it? 670 minus 400 is 0.3x. 270 is 0.3x. 270 divided by 0.3. We do not prefer dividing in decimals, so we'll rather multiply both by 10 to get rid of the decimal in the denominator. 2700 upon 3. Now you can cancel them out. Your answer is 900 kilometers. Is this clear? Is this decimal division clear? The next question is about transformation. The diagram shows triangle A and triangle B. Describe fully the single transformation that maps A onto triangle B. Yes, class. What is the transformation that maps A onto B? It is a reflection. Very good. You can clearly see that it is a reflection. So what is the line of reflection? You can just count the boxes from any of the object and the image. इन दोनों के बीच में देख लो एक object और एक image के बीच में 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 है तो count 4 from 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 count करो. This is your mirror line. गौर से देखो, is this your mirror line? The distance of the object from the mirror line is equals to the distance of the image from the mirror line. I have considered these 2 points. I have taken this as the object and this as the image. So is this line exactly in the middle? Count कर लो आराम से. Vertical है, बहुत easy. Right? So this is your mirror line. And what will you write? It is a flexion on the line. What is the equation of the line? What is the equation of this vertical line? X is equal to 1. Very good. The reflection is on the line X is equals to 1. Now the second part wants us to rotate triangle A 180 degrees. Rotate, draw the image of triangle A after rotation of 180 degree about the center 0, 0. So rotate triangle A and the center is 0, 0 and 180 degrees. So how will I rotate this? Let's see. I'll make some construction lines to help you understand. If I had to rotate this point about the center, and if I have to rotate it 180 degrees, I'll just stretch this line. ये जितने diagonals दूर है उसका image यहाँ पर आ जाएगा मेरे पास. So if the coordinates are -3, 2, they will become 3 and -2. I'll make another construction line. तो मेरे पास अगर आ जाएंगे तो काम आसान हो जाएगा and I can easily make this. So if you just get the image of even 2 of these, you can complete the remaining triangle on your own and make sure you label your answer as to which part you are referring to. This is part B, so make sure you tell the examiner that this is part. Okay? This is a rotation 180 degree about the origin. By writing each number correct to one significant figure, work out an estimate for the value of this. What is a significant figure? Zero के अलावा every digit is a significant figure. Zero only becomes significant when it comes in between two other digits or when you have to round off. इन दो के अलावा कभी जबरदस्ती जीरो सिग्निफिकेंट नहीं होता. तो इसकी पहली सिग्निफिकेंट फिगर इज वन. 102.5 में वन सिग्निफिकेंट है, तो उसकी पे आप राउंड ऑफ कर देंगे एंड दैट विल बिकम, उसकी प्लेस वैल्यू चेंज नहीं होगी, इट विल बिकम 100. What about 8.7? 9. What about 27? क्यों? 2 के आगे if you have a 7, why will it be 20? 2 के आगे 7 है तो 2 राउंड अप हो जाएगा एंड दैट विल बी 30. करके बताओ क्या होगा. स्क्वायर रूट ऑफ 100 इज 10 into 9 डिवाइड बाय 30. आप ऊपर नीचे कैंसिलेशंस कर सकते हैं बिकॉज देयर इज अ मल्टीप्लिकेशन साइन इन द मिडिल. सुन लो, इफ देयर वुड हैव बीन अ प्लस और माइनस इन द मिडिल, हम ऊपर नीचे कैंसिलेशन नहीं कर सकते. तो 0 and 0 cancelled out, 3 ones are and 3 threes are. So the final answer is 3. Is this clear? This was a 2-mark question. Moving on to question number 10. A circle has diameter 12. Find the area of the circle. How do we find the area of the circle? Area is pi r square. Very good. Area of the circle is pi r square. What is the radius in this case? The diameter is 12. So radius will be 6, half of the diameter. Make sure you square it. So area is 36 pi, not just 36. Be careful with this. 36 pi centimeter square is your area. I prefer students writing the units in their calculations in the last step. Why? Because sometimes the unit conversion is required. You don't get a mark for it, but it is a good habit to write down the unit so that if you have to convert it, you are aware of the unit you are working with. ठीक है? तो yes, the unit the answer space has unit, but I expect कि उसको पढ़ लोगे तो आसानी से हो जाएगा. Okay, a bag contains, read the question, a bag contains 10 plums. The mean mass of 6 plums is 50 grams. The mean mass of the remaining 4 plums is 40 grams. Calculate the mean mass of all 10 plums in the bag. How do we figure this out?
50 plus 40 upon 2.
Wrong. बिल्कुल गलत. 100% wrong. एक चीज गड़बड़ करेगा. 50 multiplied by, yes, mean is, remember, it is the sum of all data divided by number of readings, right? So if I want to find mean, I am focused on finding the sum of all data. मैं सारे data का sum निकालना चाह रहा हूं. So for the first 6 plums, I know the mean is 50. I do not know the sum of the 6 plums. मैं उसको इस तरह से लिख लेता हूं सम की नोटेशन में. I do not know the sum of the first 6 plums and I know कि total 6 plums का mean है. Is that right or wrong? 6 वहां जाके मल्टीप्लाई होगा तो I will get the sum. What is the sum? बताओ जरा मुझे. 300. ये 300 क्या है, इस बात को जरा समझना है. That is the sum of the masses of 6 plums. एक plum का मास प्लस दूसरे का प्लस, मुझे सबका इंडिविजुअली नहीं पता, but the sum of 6 plums is 300. What about the remaining 4? उनका करो करो जल्दी से करो. For the remaining 4, the mean is 40. The sum is what you do not know and there are total of 4 plums. उसका sum है आपके पास 160 grams. So now if you want to find the mean of the entire data, आपको total 10 का sum चाहिए होगा. 300 is the sum of 6. 160 is the sum of the remaining 4. So total sum will be there at sum, which is 460 upon 10 bete. And the mean that you will end up with is 46. Is this clear? ये मत करना, दोनों को ऐड करके डिवाइड बाय 2 कर दो. लॉजिक और कॉन्सेप्ट को पकड़ोगे. फॉर मीन यू आर फोकस्ड ऑन फाइंडिंग द सम. इज दिस क्लियर? 46 grams is your mean of all the 10 plums. Okay, read the question. The diagram shows an empty container. The container is a cuboid of width this. Water drips into the container at a rate of, इसलिए कहता हूँ यूनिट समझो जरा, यहाँ पे इंपॉर्टेंट हो जाता है. 6 milliliters per second. Find the time in seconds it takes to fill the container. How do we find? हम रेट से भी कर सकते हैं. किसको? Milliliters is a unit of volume, ml. And if you will find the volume of container, how will you find the volume of container? Length into width into height. So your length is 10, width एक फर्क नहीं पड़ता, width is 10, length is this and height is 9. So first can you tell me the volume of the container कितनी आ रही है? लिख कर. What is the volume of the container?
Correct.
720 watt. That is why I tell you to write the unit centimeter cube. How did I get this as centimeter cube? Because the lengths were in centimeters, so the volume would have ended up being in centimeter cube. Understand the conversion of volume. 1 centimeter cube is basically 1 ml. आप मार्केट में जो ड्रिंक्स वगैरह खरीदते हैं, that is in ml. 1 ml 1 centimeter cube, 100% same thing. It is exactly the same thing. So what is the rate that the question tells me? It is the rate 6 milliliters per second. So do I need to convert the unit? I can write the volume as 720 ml. Is it the same thing? क्वेश्चन ने कहा था कि 6 ml ड्रिप करते हैं 1 सेकंड में, तो 720 ml कितने सेकंड्स में ड्रिप करेंगे? जरा मुझे करके बताओ हरिया. रिमेंबर इसमें टाइम को हमने सेकंड्स में लिया है. यू कुड हैव डन इट दिस वे or you could have done it this way, that rate is quantity upon time. Your rate is 6, your quantity is 720, you can find the time. It is the same thing. दोनों तरह से t की वैल्यू सेम ही आएगी. You can either apply basic ratio 120 seconds. Question is asking you in minutes या seconds. Check कर लो बस. Seconds. So your answer is 120 seconds. That is why I tell you to be cautious with the units. Is this clear? So let's have a look at this one. Work out this. Very easy question. You just need to be cautious with your working. 3 2s are 6. 6 plus 2 is 8 upon 3. Plus 4 3s are 12. 12 plus 3 is 15 upon 4. Now the denominator is 3 and 4. How do we add fractions with different denominators? How do we add LCM? लेते हैं हम पहले. We will multiply this by 4, so we have to multiply this by 4 as well. The denominator will be 12 and 8 will multiply by 4 and 15 will multiply by 3. Yes, so the denominator is 12, 8 4s are 32 and 45. So what is the sum? What is the question asking for? Yes, you have to convert it in mixed numbers. What will that be? Convert करो इसको mixed numbers में. Divide करो 77 और 12 को. You have 77. What is your quotient and what is your remainder?
6.5.
Okay. 12 से कर रहे हो बेटे. तो 12 6 are 72. Subtract किया, so your remainder is 5. So you write the answer as 6 whole 5 upon 12. This is your answer and you get 3 marks for this easy question if you are very careful. बिल्कुल ऑब्वियसली कटेगा 1 मार्क. क्वेश्चन ने जब किसी पर्टिकुलर फॉर्म में मांगा, so you have to make sure you give your answer in that form. Okay, what about this one? This is kinematics. Be careful with the graph that you are dealing with. Leah cycles 800 meter in 105 seconds. The diagram shows the speed time graph for the journey. Work out the value of V. Yes, bete. कौन सा ग्राफ है? This is the speed time graph. How do I get the distance from this graph? So area under the graph is basically the distance, right? How do I find this area? This is a trapezium. So how do we find the area? Area of trapezium is half into height into sum of parallel sides. So you know the area is 800. You know half. What is the height and what are the parallel sides? Height is, this is the height.
Yes.
We will use V as the height. Height is V. And what about parallel sides?
Yeah.
What is this? This is not 105. What is this length? 95. You subtracted 105 from 10. And what is this length? This is 105. So now you know the parallel sides. You do not know the height. Height is V. 105 plus 95. Simplify करो बताओ क्या आ रहा है आंसर. What is the value of V that you end up with? 800 times 2 is V into 200. 800 times 2 upon 200 is V. 0, 0 cancelled out. 2 ones are cancelled out. V is 8 meters per second. Part B is asking, work out Leah's acceleration during the first 10 seconds. How do we figure out the acceleration in the first 10 seconds? How do we figure out the acceleration from a speed time graph? Very good. It is the gradient. Graphically, it is the gradient. उसके लिए I'll take 2 points, एक 0, 0 ले लूंगा. And what is the coordinate of this point? 10, V. 8 आ गया V की value. So the 2 points I'm taking is 0, 0 and 10, V. The gradient is the acceleration V minus 0, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. The value of V is 8, so I'll write it as 8. Whatever value of V you get, you can use it. Simplify karo acceleration, you can write it as 4 upon 5 or 0.8 meter per second square. Yes, bete? यही होता है फिजिक्स में भी. क्यों नहीं होता? चेंज इन वेलोसिटी अपॉन चेंज इन टाइम, वही तो करते हो फिजिक्स में. यही ग्रेडियंट ही है और क्या है? ग्रेडियंट ऑफ स्पीड टाइम ग्राफ. सिंपल. मैथ्स में द अप्रोच इज मोर ऑफ अ ग्राफिकल अप्रोच. I always tell you people to focus on the data. What is the data in this question? The cumulative frequency diagram shows information about journey times. So the data is the journey times. How long did it take for people to travel? The time in minutes is over here. And I told you people that cumulative frequency को इस तरह position समझा करो. It is kind of a position. It is kind of an ordered data. Use the cumulative frequency to diagram to find an estimate for the median. Median is the middle position. Median is the... How many data readings did I take in this question? 60 readings है. 60 का 50% क्या होता है? 30. 30 is not my median. 30 पे जो reading मेरे पास आ रही है वो मेरी reading होगी. What is this reading on 30? Can anyone read this for me? 24 minutes is my median. इसको लिख लो. Just write the value. You do not. हाँ? यही median है. हाँ? This is median. Median is 24 minutes. Now, this is the part that needs a bit of comprehension skills. The question is asking the number of journeys that took 20 minutes or more. So if I find the journeys on 20 minutes, the question has told me that the value is 20. 20 minutes or more. So अगर 20 minutes को मैं देखूंगा बेटे, this is my 20. What is the number that I am getting? 20 minutes or more. 23. Remember, these 23 are the journeys that took 20 minutes or less. The question is asking 20 minutes or more. What are the journeys that took 20 minutes or more? It is all these journeys. These are the ones that took 20 minutes or more. So graphs I have read 23, but my answer is not 23. So yeah, I have to read the question. How will I find my answer? 20 minutes or more. Total journeys were 60. So I will subtract 23 from 60 and the answer will be 37. There were 37 journeys that took 20 minutes or more. Is this clear? The next question is about the angle property of circle. Point QRS and T lie on a circle. Center O. UV is a tangent. The circle at T. SOQV is a straight line. Angle QST is 32. I always tell you to read the description. Why? Because there is sometimes there are data that are not mentioned in the figure but are mentioned in this description. Find angle QRT. Which angle do I need to find? QRT. This is an angle that I need to find, and I need to give a reason for this as well. Now look at the chord QT. Look at the chord QT and understand this approach. If I take the two ends of the chord QT and I join it on the circumference, that is the angle called angle at the circumference or angle in a segment. So I am taking two lines from QT and joining on the circumference in the same segment. So this will also be 32. And what is the reason? Angles in same segment. देख लो इसको. So we will write that angle QRT is equals to 32 angles in same segment. Is this clear? The next part wants us to find angle TQS. We do not need a reason for this, but I'll discuss the reason with you if I can. Angle TQS. Which angle do I need to find? TQS, ये वाला. How do I find this angle TQS? QS is a diameter, right? So QTS is, what kind of a triangle is QTS? What kind of a triangle is QTS? It is a right angle triangle. If you take the two ends of the diameter and you join it on the circumference, QTS is a right angle triangle. So if this angle is 32, right angle में एक तो 90 होता है, the sum of the remaining two is also 90. So you can find angle TQS by just subtracting 32 from 90. 90 minus 32, or you can take the longer path, 180 में से 90 minus करो, 32 minus करो. So what is angle QTS that you end, TQS, sorry, that you end with? 58? Okay, few people say so. Trusting you with the values. Angle TQS is 58. Then the last part has asked us angle TVQ. TVQ. No, V is outside the circle. उस पे सर्कल का सेम सेगमेंट वगैरह नहीं लग सकता. TVQ नहीं, किसने कहा आपका आइसोसेलेस? आप अज्यूम कैसे कर सकते हैं कि आइसोसेलेस है? TVQ. How can you assume that it is an isosceles triangle? There is a problem. नहीं, क्यों बाहर है? क्यों होगा? assume नहीं कर सकते. There is a property called angles in alternate segment. If the tangent and the chord, observe this, I'll explain. This is the tangent. If the tangent and the chord are making an angle, ये एक angle बना रहे हैं. कौन से segment में बना रहे हैं? Minor segment में. So the same chord will form the same angle in the major segment. So if this is 32, this will also be 32. The property is angles in alternate segment. So now let's focus on triangle T, S and V. इसके मुझे दो एंगल्स पता है TSV के. एक एंगल 32 है, एक 90 plus 32 है, and I need to find the third angle. How do I do that? 180 से 90 plus 32. Yes बेटे. इसकी हाँ बिल्कुल उधर से भी कर सकते हो, बट ये एंगल्स इन ऑल्टरनेट सेगमेंट तो लगाना ही पड़ेगा ना, उसके बाद फिर यू कैन फाइंड दिस, बिल्कुल वहां से भी निकाल के कर लो। क्या आ रहा है एंगल टी वी क्यू विदाउट यूजिंग योर कैलकुलेटर? जल्दी से शाबाश। एंगल टी वी क्यू इज, पक्की बात है? वॉल्यूम ऑफ प्रिज्म इज ए एल। प्रिज्म होता है जिसका यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन हो। ए इज द एरिया ऑफ यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन, एल इज द लेंथ बिटवीन द फेसेस। इसमें कौन सा फेस है? दैट इज अ यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन। व्हाट इज यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन? फ्रॉम वन फेस टू द अदर फेस द डायमेंशंस डू नॉट चेंज, दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड अ यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन। कौन सा फिगर है जो यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन है यहाँ पे? व्हाट शेप डू यू हैव एज a यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन? ये जो सामने वाला ट्राइंगल है, दिस इज द यूनिफॉर्म क्रॉस सेक्शन। इफ यू कट स्लाइसेस ऑफ दिस ट्राइंगल फ्रॉम दिस फेस टू द अदर फेस, योर ट्राइंगल की डायमेंशंस विल नॉट चेंज। So you will try to find the area of this triangle and you will multiply it with what? इस एरिया को किससे मल्टीप्लाई करोगे तो वॉल्यूम आ जाएगी। L is length between the faces. If this is one face, what is the other face? At the back, what is the length between these two faces? 3. So you will find the area of this triangle and you will multiply by 3. How do you find the area of this triangle is the question. नहीं नहीं, मैं बता रहा हूँ सरफेस एरिया थोड़ी चाहिए, वॉल्यूम चाहिए। पहले हाइट निकाल लो इफ यू वांट टू डू इट दैट वे, कि आप बेस तो 10 ले रहे हैं बट यू डू नॉट नो द हाइट। रिमेंबर दिस इज पेपर 1, कैलकुलेटर्स आर नॉट अलाउड। सो यू वांट टू फाइंड द हाइट ऑफ दिस वन, बिकॉज इट इज एन आइसोसेलेस ट्रायंगल, 10 इक्वली डिवाइड हो जाएगा, दिस विल बी 5 एंड दिस विल बी 13। योर हाइपोटेन्यूज इज 13 एंड यू नीड टू फाइंड द हाइट। कैसे निकालोगे? Pythagoras theorem, h square is p square plus b square. Your hypotenuse is 13. Your perpendicular is your height. And your base is 5. करो खुद से करो. Do it yourself. Figure out the squares on your own. You must know the squares till 20. 13 13s are 169 is h square plus 25. 169 minus 25 is h square. So what is 169 minus 25? 144 is h square. So what is your height? You take the square root of 144, which is 12 centimeter. You have got your height. Now for area, I will do half into base into height. And for the length, I will do 3. Is that right? Area is half. The base is 10. The height is 12 and this is 3. Can you simplify this? The easy trick is ये 2 और 12 को cancel कर लो, 6 हो गया. Easy math बता रहा हूँ. 2 and 12 cancelled out 6. 6 threes are 18 into 10 is 180. Easy काम हो गया. Mental math भी सीखो. तो 180 centimeter cube is your wall. Is this clear? Part B पढ़ो. A mathematically similar prism has a volume of 1440 centimeter cube. The cross section of this prism is an isosceles triangle with base x. इस x की corresponding value क्या है? x तो उस वाले में है, इस वाले में x की जगह क्या है? What is the corresponding value of x in this figure? 10. The corresponding value is 10. For similar figures, we know only for similar figures, not anywhere else. For similar figures, we know that the ratio of volume is the cube of the ratio of corresponding lengths. जो भी length का ratio है corresponding, you cube that and you get your ratio of volume. So अगर मैं ऊपर volume बड़े वाले की लिख लूं और नीचे छोटे वाले की volume लिख लूं, ऊपर the length is x and उसी की corresponding value is 10. Can you solve this for x? Can you solve this for x? Cancel this out. इनको cancel करो, छोटे number बनेंगे, क्या होंगे? 0 0 cancelled out. 18 upon 144 upon 18 is what? करो, 2 से cancel करो. I'm waiting for you people to simplify and tell me what do you end up with as a fraction. 0 0 cancelled out. हम्म 72 अपॉन 9 हो रहा है. और फर्दर देखो कैंसिलेशन हो रही है. व्हाट डू यू एंड अप विथ? क्या हो गया? 72 अपॉन 9. 3 से कर लो, डायरेक्ट 9 से कर लो. क्या आ रहा है? व्हाट इज द रेशो? 72 अपॉन 9 तक आ गया. डिड यू गेट दैट पार्ट? हाँ, 0 0 कट गया ये. फाइनल आंसर नहीं पूछ रहा हूँ, मुझे पहले ये बताओ सिंप्लीफाई होके क्या है. गलत. 0 0 कैंसिल किया पहले, 8 आ रहा है. 0 0 कैंसिल किया, देन यू कैंसिल इट विथ व्हाट? किस नंबर से कैंसिल करोगे? 2 से कर लो. पहले 0 0 कैंसिल कर लो, फिर 2 से करो. 2 9s आर 72, देन कैंसिल इट विथ 3, फिर 3 से कर लो. कैलकुलेटर रख दो. So you 8 is x upon 10 का. Can take cube root on both sides. So you get 2, 8 का cube root is 2, x upon 10. So the value of x is 20 centimeters. Is this clear? This is a recurring decimal. I need to convert it. Let's call the fraction x. I do not know the fraction. The fraction is x. 0 point. This is basically 1. The 4 other dot on top. So 4 4 4 4 4 4 चलता ही चला जाएगा. ठीक है ना? नहीं, 1 के ऊपर डॉट नहीं है. Be very clear with this. 4 के ऊपर डॉट है. So the question, there is dot on 4. That means 4 will be the recurring decimal and it will continue to go. I need to make another recurring decimal जिसमें हर 4 के नीचे 4 आए. I can just multiply it by 10. If I multiply it by 10, what will I get? 1.44444 and so on. Is that right? Now, if I subtract both of them, I subtract 10x from x. और से देखो. So basically, I am subtracting 1. I am subtracting 1.4444 and then so on. ये पूरे से मैं माइनस कर रहा हूं 0.1444. तो जितने मेरे ऑल द डेसिमल्स और ऑल द फ्रैक्शंस, सॉरी ऑल द डिजिट्स ऑन द राइट, वो सब कैंसिल हो जाएंगे. एवरी 4 सबट्रैक्टेड फ्रॉम 4. 4 minus 1 will be, and 1 minus 0 will be. So my answer will be 1.3. So 9x is 1.3, x is 1.3 upon 9. दोनों को 10 से मल्टीप्लाई कर लो. 13 upon 90. Can you simplify this any further? Because decimals or fractions दोनों एक साथ नहीं रखते हैं. So if we got 1.3 upon 9, this is not the right way to do. तो करो माइनस. इसमें से you take 10x and you subtract it from x. You start from subtraction from right. बहुत सारे 4s हैं, खत्म नहीं हो रहे. Every 4 cancelled from 4. बट ये 4 के नीचे पहले डेसिमल के बाद वाले नंबर में 1 आ गया. 4 minus 1 करोगे तो क्या होगा? 3. 1 minus 0 करोगे तो 1. 1.3 आया. So this is an answer that you end up with 13 upon 90, which cannot be simplified further. Is this clear? Let's do question 19. Have a look at this question. एच जी एक्स के क्या मतलब है? आई नीड टू प्लग इन द एंटायर फंक्शन ऑफ जी इन एच। तो एच का जो है यहां पर मुझे पूरा जी का फंक्शन प्लग इन करना है। आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग इट टू यू, डू नॉट नीड टू राइट दिस स्टेप। सो एच जी एक्स में 3 और यहाँ पे पूरा जी का फंक्शन आ गया -1. You can simplify it. 3x. Question tells you this is equals to 5. 3x upon 2 plus 4 -1. -1 वहां जाएगा, 6 हो गया 3. I will not expand the brackets क्योंकि उसके बगैर ही हो जाएगा। 3 वहां जाके डिवाइड हुआ 2, 4 वहां जाके माइनस हुआ, 2 वहां जाके मल्टीप्लाई हुआ, तो x की वैल्यू -4 आ गई। लिख लो इसको शाबाश। एच जी एक्स इज इक्वल टू 5। When we solved it, we get the value of x as -4. दोबारा दिखा रहा हूँ, डोंट वरी। एनीथिंग दैट यू वर अनेबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, समझ आ गया है? क्लियर है? जैसे चाहो कर लो। इफ यू वांट यू वुड हैव एक्सपैंडेड इट, या एलसीएम ले सकते हो, बहुत सारी चीजें कर सकते हो। आई हैव प्रेफर्ड इट टू डू इट द अदर वे। Now question 20 wants us to write as a single fraction in its simplest form. This one, हम पहले denominators का क्या लेते हैं? Whenever we are simplifying fractions, denominators का क्या लेते हैं? LCM लेते हैं। Be careful with this. Multiply मत कर दिया करो, खुद multiply करके मुश्किल में पड़ जाते हो। 2x and 7x. What will be the LCM of 2x and 7x? दोनों x से डिवाइड हो रहे हैं तो पहले x लिख दूं मैं। 2 and 7, then 2, and then 7. So what will be the LCM? 14x. So I will multiply the first one by 7. 14x is the LCM. 5 will multiply by 7. And 4 will multiply by 2. 35 minus 8 upon 14x. So what do you end up with? 35 minus 8 is 20. 27 upon 14x. Just to show you कि हम LCM निकालते हैं, बच्चे, the students often multiply the denominators with each other rather than finding the LCM. So I figured out the LCM of 2x and 7x. The approach to such questions is making prime bases. 27 ko if you write as a base of 3, you can write it as 3 cube and it will have a power -2 upon 3. When you multiply the powers, the 3 multiplied by -2 upon 3, and 3 ended up getting a power as -2. I'll take it in the denominator and the sign on the power will change. The answer will be 1 upon 9. Is this clear? Do not call this reciprocation. When you change the position of a base between numerator and denominator, the sign of the power changes. Is this clear? वन ओवर 100 और उसके ऊपर पावर 1/2। 1/2 का मतलब रूट भी होता है। 1/100 पे भी आई विल जस्ट मेक इट, और x की पावर, इज दिस राइट और रॉन्ग? कैन आई डू इट दिस वे? आपको समझाने के लिए लिखा है मैंने थोड़ा सा कि दोनों मल्टीप्लाई हो रहे हैं। 1/100 और x पावर 100, दोनों पे पावर हाफ है। इस पे पावर हाफ है तो क्या हो जाएगा? पावर हाफ इज रूट। दिस विल बी 1/10। यू कैन मेक प्राइम बेसिस एज वेल, एंड दिस विल बी x की पावर क्या हो जाएगी? दिस 100 विल मल्टीप्लाई बाय हाफ, so x will have a power 50. So your answer will be 1/10 x to the power 50. Is this clear? हाँ, सेम थिंग, सेम थिंग। यू कैन, इसमें कोई लड़ाई नहीं है। यू कैन राइट इट एज दिस वे एज वेल, कोई मसले की बात नहीं। इट इज द सेम थिंग। कोई इशू नहीं है। इज दिस क्लियर? आप यहाँ पे भी ऐसे लिख सकते थे भाई, x की पावर 100/100, इट इज द सेम थिंग। इसको इस तरह लिख लो, x की पावर 100/100 टू द पावर 1/2, इस तरह से लिख लो, सेम थिंग। क्लियर है नहीं है? यू कैन मेक प्राइम बेसिस इसके। शुरू में बता रहा हूँ, स्टार्टिंग में कह रहा हूँ, स्टार्टिंग में इस तरह लिख के देन यू कैन प्रोसीड एंड गेट योर आंसर्स। इज दिस क्लियर? द नेक्स्ट इज ग्राफ्स ऑफ फंक्शंस, उसकी टैबुलेशन है और ग्राफ प्लॉटिंग है। और इफ यू विल प्लॉट इट ओनली देन विल आई डिस्कस इट विथ यू पीपल। इसको प्लॉट करके आना। 23 simplifies, this is about surds. How do we simplify surds? Prime factorization करो, करो जल्दी से करो, क्या आएगा बताओ हरिया। The simplification of root of 8 is 2√2. It will multiply by √6 and plus √3. So this will be 2√12. Again, can you simplify root of 12? Root of 12 will be what? 2. 12 की जगह you can write 2 into 3 into 3. Sorry, 2 into 2 into 3. एक 2 बाहर आ गया हमारे पास, तो 4√3 plus root of 3. The answer will be 5√3. यहां तक क्लियर है? 4√3 तक बेटे। 4√3 में इफ यू ऐड अनदर रूट ऑफ 3, कितने रूट ऑफ 3 हो गए? 5√3 हो गए। Part B is rationalize the denominator and simplify. When we have such denominators in which there are two terms including a surd and a non-surd term, so we multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. So we prefer to multiply it by 2 plus √5. So we also have to multiply the numerator with 2 plus √5. Simplify this, what do you get? This is 2 square plus minus √5 square, and the numerator 3 will multiply by 2 plus root of 5. What is the denominator that you end up with? 4 minus 5. The numerator is 6 plus 3 root of 5. The denominator will become -1. So it will be -6 minus 3 root 5. This is your answer. Jaldi se write it down. Priya. The question told us the area, so we can make the expression using the area. Area is length into width. Area was 30, length was x. So the expression for width is 30 upon x. That is the width of the rectangle. Then part B is telling me that the perimeter of the rectangle is equal to the perimeter of the triangle. So I can make the equation using this. Perimeter of rectangle is 2 times L plus width. And for the triangle, I'll add all the 3x minus 2 plus x plus 2 plus 2x minus 3. So x minus 1 plus x plus 2 plus 2x minus 3. So the length is x and the width was 30 upon x. Simplify this, x minus x plus 4x हो गया ये. 2 minus 4 is minus 2. Simplify this, tell me the equation that you end up with. जल्दी से शाबाश. 2 into LCM इसका x ले लेते हैं, तो this will be x squared plus 30 is equals to 4x minus 2. This will be 2x squared plus 60 upon x is 4x minus 2. 2x squared plus 60 is x multiplied by the entire thing. So 2x squared plus 6x, sorry, plus 60. Why did I write it as 6? Plus 60 is equals to 4x squared minus 2x. So take all of them on one side, 4x squared minus 2x squared minus 2x minus 60, or 2x squared minus 2x minus 60. Then you take 2 common, x squared minus x minus 30. 2 वहां जाके 0 से divide हो जाएगा, it will become 2x squared minus x minus. अभी this part only wanted you to make the equation. क्यों होगा? This is paper 1. You can do it in other ways as well. Huh? Read the question. Yes, P2 means you can use the quadratic formula, but skill search वगैरह में answer आ सकता है obviously. Solve. You can use the quadratic formula as well. The quadratic formula will be provided. So if anyone wants to use the quadratic formula, please feel free, but make sure you plug in the right values and make sure you understand how to find square roots without using the calculator. Yes, class. You can use the quadratic formula, or you can do the middle term breaking as well to solve this equation. X square minus 6x plus 5x minus 30 is 0. X common x minus 6 plus 5 common x minus 6 is 0. So x minus 6 and x plus 5 is 0. X minus 6 is 0, or x plus 5 is 0. So the value of x is either 6 or negative 5. For this part, we will write both the values. We'll be selecting the right value in the next part. Now, if you wanted to find the perimeter, which value will we have to use? Which value will we use? The positive one. Well done. So the perimeter was 2 times length plus width, or 2L plus 2W. Perimeter was 2 times length plus width. 2 times length is x, width was 30 upon x. Which value of x will we use? What was the positive value of x? It was 6. So 6 plus 30 upon 6, simplify 30 upon 6. 6 plus 5. So perimeter is 22 centimeters. Is this clear? Now this is a 3 term and it is a cubic expression. We need to factorize it. The first thing we can do is take x common, and we are left with 6x squared plus 5x minus 4. Now we can do the middle term breaking for this one. 6 fours are 24. So for 24, we can do 12 into 2, but that will not be making 5. We can do 8 into 3, and that is what we will be making 5. 8x minus 3x minus 4. X common, make sure you are very careful with the brackets, 3x, and then another bracket of 2x plus, sorry, my bad, 2x, and then 3x plus 4 minus 1 common, 3x plus 4, and then one bracket of x, the other of 3x plus 4, and the third one of 2x minus 1. It does not matter what order you write them in. You can do it both ways. Now let's move on to question 26. Find A, B. We have provided with certain vectors OA and OB. and T is a point such that AT is 3 and TB is 2, 3 is to 2. So we need to figure out the vector AB. We can simply go from A till O and then O till B. So AB can be AO plus OB. So ABAO will be negative A and OB will be positive 4B. This is your AB. Now it does not matter what order you write them in. You don't have to worry about it. Now the next part wants us to find the position vector of T. The position vector of T means I need to find OT. For OT, I can write it as OT can be written as OA plus AT. Now this entire equation in place of AT, I can write it as 3/5 of AB. AT is 3/5 of AB. Now in place of OA, I will write A. In place of AT, I will write it was 3/5 of AB. So 3/5 of 4B minus A. So this was OT. Now we can simplify this. That is A plus 12 over 5B minus E over 5A. Now I can simplify the A terms and I'll get it as I'll take the LCM 5, 2 upon 5 of A plus 12 upon 5 of B. Then I can take 2 upon 5 common, A plus 6B. So this is what we had to prove. Position vector of T means vector from O till T. Now the last part wants us to figure out the ratios of the lengths of OQ and QP. The question is telling me that Q is a point on OB and they've given me QT. Q is a point on OB. It is somewhere over here. And they have given me QT. So I know the vector QT is they've given me a vector QT, which is obviously in terms of A and B. And the question wants me to find, I already have OT as well. So I can find OQ first. I will try to find OQ first. So OQ can be found by taking OT plus TQ. So OQ is OT is this, and TQ will be the negative of this 1/5 of 2A minus 3B. Now if we simplify OQ, what are our A's and what are our B's? A is 2/5 of A plus 12 over 5th of B minus 2/5 of A plus 3/5 of B. So the A's cancel out, and 2/5 of B plus 3/5 of B is 15/5 of B. So OQ is 15 over 5 is 3B. So OQ is 3B and OB was 4B. So OQ is 3 and the remaining part QB is 1. So OQ ratio QB will be 3:1.